All right, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Chambers. I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this. So, when you're at the I/O, you're not going to have admin privileges to your machine. So, installing STIG Viewer to your machine is not going to happen at the I/O. So here's a video for workaround. Now, if you're looking at this video and wondering why am I looking at this video if I'm in the Bird building at the Amarillo campus, you don't have to watch this video. This is for those students that are going to the IO for this CPMT class, and we want to make sure that you're actually getting the actual lesson taught on the aspects of STIG Viewer and what it entails. So the workaround is basically this. We have to download a new browser. It's not going to do a lot of the aspects of viewing the STIGs appropriately. We want to make sure that everything's working hunky-dory for everybody. So first, that's the first thing. And not to mention IE11 is old and it has to be replaced on the server 2019. All right. So step two after that then is to install it, get it all set up and all working, and then going to the STIG Viewer site and downloading the STIG Viewer and installing it so that we can actually get this STIG server for STIG, excuse me, server 2019 STIG downloaded and exported to your machine. Then lastly, what we then do is then email it to ourselves. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started on showing you the steps, what you got to do at the I/O. Now you'll see that this comes up when you open up your Internet Explorer browser. Don't worry about it. Just type in google.com. You may get a pop-up, a couple pop-ups that come up, a little window that says, hey, keep showing me stuff. Uncheck the boxes, close out of the thing. Also add Google as one of your trusted sites for now. We can always remove that later. Okay, now that you have Google pulled up, we have to go to and download it. What I always prefer to do is go with what is on the server today. So we're going to type in Microsoft Edge, click on download. Now I've already downloaded this once before previously, so it's going just to make sure that it was going to work today. So I'm going to save as, and you'll see Edge setup already exists. Replace it, yes. So at this point, just click on run. Let the little screen pop up if it needs to. There we go. At this point, you can go ahead in the background, close out Internet Explorer 11, and say goodbye to that thing because you're not going to need it anymore. All right. All right, download's done. It's going to go through the install process. It does take a couple of seconds on this one. This is a fresh install of Server 2019, so there's no features or anything else added onto it yet. That's taken care of through parts 1 through 6 or whatever in the YouTube channel that you can go ahead and take care of. So, all right, so once this finishes installing, what we'll then do is go right to Google and type in the STIG Viewer. And then after that, we'll go ahead and download that STIG Viewer. Again, I want to make sure before I did all this video stuff that I tested it out to make sure it would work. And we had it taken care of. So just got to wait for this to install. Oh, in the meantime, I did want to mention the reason why we're doing this workaround is due to the non-admin privileges. So when we install the STIG Viewer, we have to have admin privileges on our machines, our host machines, to be able to get them to work properly. Now, this is a kind of a pseudo workaround. Basically, what we're doing is not really the best way of going about doing things, but it will actually work to our favor to get the job done. So you may get a couple of different pop-ups when you actually see the web browser pull up. So we'll just go right to it again. Go to google.com and we're going to say don't switch. Actually, go ahead and switch. Nope, we don't want to switch. I'm a goofball. All right. STIG Viewer. All right. So, first thing that comes up should be DoD Cyber Exchange.mil, and it says SRG and STIG Tools. We'll click that. Again, I'm not sure what I mentioned in my last one about the STIG Viewer. I prefer going with the STIG 2.18. It's a lot less GUI but being that we're working in a new environment, we want to make sure we use the most recent data. As you can see, I've already downloaded it once before. That's hence by you see the number 1 here. It does take a couple seconds to download, so bear with us just a second. So yeah, step 4 is actually going to be interesting too, because you have to email the export of the Windows Server 2019 STIG to yourself using your amarillocollege.com email address while on the server. So we have to make sure we do it right, or else you'll never get the really pretty STIG showing up in the Excel CSV file like you're supposed to be. All right, so now that's downloaded. We'll go ahead and move this up and then go to document library. And once it comes up, we'll type in server 2019, and it should be right there at the very top. In this video, it is version 3, release 1, updated 17 July 2024. You may receive a different one if you're doing one later on down the road. So we'll go ahead and click on that. Again, I've already downloaded this once before, so it's going to auto download with a little add-on the addendum 1 to the actual file name as it freaks out on me. There it goes. All right, good deal. All right, as you can see, the little number 1 there is on there, so it just says I downloaded it previously. So we'll close out of this guy, and once it closes out, we'll go ahead and go to our downloads folder in our File Explorer. So we'll go down here to the bottom of the screen once the mouse decides to cooperate. Okay. It's really lagging right now. There it goes. All right, so downloads, as you can see, I'm just going to get rid of the ones that I downloaded to just momentarily ago. So we'll delete those. And then we're left with, and I'll delete this guy too. All right, so now we have the STIG Viewer. We're going to right click, extract all, extract it. It's going to send it to a folder. It's going to pop up, double click on this. Now you may get a little Windows pop up that says Windows blocked something from installing. That's okay. There's an option. Okay, right here it says more info. Click on more info. And next thing you know, you have this run anyway. Very secure. So secure. It's great. All right. So we're going to run anyway. They should say semi-protected, not fully protected your PC. I mean, it really didn't do anything. All you do is click a button. It just lets you do it anyway. Sorry. A little bit about my humor coming out in this. All right. Gotta wait for it to load up. Right. It does this part pretty quick. There's no need to press any buttons or click next or anything of that nature, so just gotta wait for it to get done. Now, if you're not logged in as your administrator, that may be the reason why you get a little bit more pop-ups. So just be cognizant of who you're logged in as. I logged in as administrator because, again, this is a fresh install of Windows Server 2019. So we want to make sure that when you do install it, you install it as an administrator. So you may have to right-click on this, or actually hold Shift button, so the left Shift button on your keyboard, then right-click on it. When it comes up, run as a different user, and you may have to type in your administrator privileges there. So it'd be like administrator, and then you type in your password for administrator. So, okay, we're done there. And so we'll open up STIG Viewer now. Again, this is very GUI compared to the other version of STIG Viewer. If you're having issues using 2.19 or 2.18, whatever it is, that's non-GUI related, feel free to get a hold of me in class to be able to ask, hey, how do I export a CSV file from this? But in this one, it's a little bit simpler. You just have to go in here and use it. Okay, so as you can see right here, we have, we want to make sure that we're clicking the right one. So just in case, we'll just click on open, and we'll go to the Server 2019 version 3 release 1 STIG. Click on load. Okay. All right. So now here, what we need to do is create a checklist. So go up here to the top right up here. See, I think it was, yeah, it's this one. Open checklist, create a checklist. We're going to call this 2019. Click on create checklist. We're going to press the plus button over here. It brings them all over. Then we're going to export it. We're going to export format. We're going to change this from HTML to CSV. And we'll allow all the rules, which is fine. Click on export. And it's going to ask you for another file name. So 2019. Press save. And then we wait. All right. It doesn't tell you that it's been done successfully. So we're just going to close out of STIG Viewer. It's going to ask if it's unsaved. Want to quit? Yeah, go ahead. All right. Now you see right here, your CSV file has been created. If I can get the mouse to cooperate, I'll show you what it looks like when you try to open it here. So if you try to edit this file, it's going to look pretty ugly, because all the headers and everything, it's comma delimited and comma separated values. So what it needs to be done is it needs to be opened up in Excel. So to make it a lot easier for you to be able to review this and be able to do what you need to do to get the job done. So we're going to close out of this. The next thing you will do is go back to Edge. And once we get the mouse to cooperate, there we go. Had it working a second ago. There we go. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe it's not. It's the mystery part of the video. We're going to let it all flip out. See how it's flipping out all of a sudden? So, okay, I'll close out a downloads folder. We don't need that anymore. It's like Mystery Science 3000, you know? Come on, man. All right. All right. Finally decided to close out and then reopen on its own. This is great. Oh, the joys of being a sysadmin. Virtual machines are great. Great technology, right? I bet you're hating life right now. You're like, do I really want to be a sysadmin? Of course you do. Of course you do. There we go. Come on. Apparently it's opening up many, many different versions of this. So, all right, looks like we got Edge started. All right. So from here, we'll just go to Gmail. Okay. And then at this point, you'll type in your amarillocollege.com email address. What you'll want to do is you'll want to send that CSV file, this one right here, the one you exported, 2019.csv. You'll want to export it to yourself or send it to yourself so that you can export it, import it to a Microsoft Excel file. Now, you won't be able to do that because you don't have Office installed on your server. And obviously, you don't want to sit there and go through line by line trying to figure out how to read the actual STIG when you can open it up in Excel a little bit prettier, a lot easier to manipulate, and you'll actually be able to utilize the column portion of it and also convert it to an XLSX document where you're going to be able to use it as an Excel. You can highlight, you can do font formatting and everything of that nature. So at this point, you'll email it to yourself. And then on the host machine outside of your VirtualBox environment, you'll pull up your browser, log into your amarillocollege.com email address, download that file to the IO computer. We'll go to the downloads file, our folder. And at that point, you'll right click, open with, and Microsoft Excel will be the option for you to use. From there, you'll be able to do all your formatting, all your pretty colors and things of that nature that you can use to make it worth your while. Now, at this point, the video is done, so I'm going to say thank you so much for taking the time and suffering through this with me because obviously today Server 2019 decided to just play around with me and have multiple things go on in the middle of his videos. So I appreciate your time and your courtesy, and I hope to see you in class. Thank you so much. Have a good one.